killing on some bro shit. Off-white on the G-Phasers. Her looks dead, thinking he's a halo. I'm in my head, damn it, I think too much. Now I'm getting tear stains on the bank roads. Bro said if she wanna leave, I should let go. I said if she leave, we gon' wanna let's go. I don't wanna let go. Girl from 734.
Alright, okay, so it's working but not working. That's fine with me. That is fine with me. Where's my headset? Here it is. Track me. Yeah. What's up, everybody? I was over here working on my TTS that finally wanted to work after so many hours, but it's halfway there. It's about halfway there. So, on that note, we gonna chalk it up to a success. Experiment success. Let's fix this. Let's fix this white balance because it's looking a little weird with the temperature. Let's mess with the hue. We'll sharpen it a bit. Turn the contrast down a bit, a lot. Turn the saturation up. Turn the hue. Ooh. I'm just gonna leave that at 50. And can we turn the brightness up? Okay, yeah, that looked better. Somewhat. Vibing. We actually go to the actual video and tweak those settings a little bit. Oh, OBS isn't allowing me to do so. Great. Let's do it the old-fashioned way. Oh, okay. So now the virtual camera really wants to work. That's a bet. Oh, so that's the real image. Okay. Yeah, let's go like that. Rock out like that. Bring the quality down a little bit. Go back to the image. Focus. go back to standard. Turn back HDR. Autofocus. Auto exposure. Anti-flicker. Correct the white balance. Correct the image. And that looks better. Oh, my bad, Tom. I probably should just put my Sony camera back up. There we go. Oh, this thing saying we overloading just a slight bit. It says turn the encoders down. Okay, that should work. What are you doing in my closet, bro? What are you doing that? Ooh. Slide, 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 slide. That's all the notifications going on. Oh, so I can't put this right there? Thanks, bro. Y'all wanna rock out to some music while I get ready? The Samurai guy, yo, I hope the stream goes well, bro. Thank you, broski. Most definitely. Let's put it. Thank you. Oh, this is your first time even speaking? Hell yeah. Hey. So yeah, I've incorporated a new TTS bot. It's still in the works, but it does speak in some form of capacity. Let's try it. It might just say hi. That's pretty much all it will say. Yeah. Hello, I'm from Grand Stream. I'm his mod. Oh yeah, I'm aware. I'm definitely aware. I appreciate you coming out here, bro. I highly appreciate it. If you're his mod, get him to use StreamerBot. Get him to upgrade with free stuff that doesn't require being paid, doesn't require buying anything or getting anything. Dude, you got some sick braids. Appreciate it. Bruh, nah. Like all this stuff that I'm doing on my computers is free. It's literally free, bruh. Nah. Whatever. It's whatever though. Whatever. I appreciate the compliment. I do need to get my braids redone. These are like I feels. Hey, I'm trying to too, bro. I'm over here stream sniping the majority of the streamers out here. It's consistency, yeah. Like I'm out here giving people my brother's book because my brother's a big YouTuber and everything. Like let me just like put his YouTube up. But yeah, y'all. Let's like look. I'm over here in Atlanta, and I'm over here linking up with whoever and whatever I can, and yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's hard for me to grind the shorts and the clips, and it's like I put in a lot of work into getting things right. Like it's hard work. It's literally just the consistency of just doing things, bro. And that's what I'm saying. It's perfect. And
you're getting
like you don't even know. I
client for
actually
using chat.
pay my friends to pull up over here and to stay at my brother's crib. Like I'm not even capping. I be having homies and I'm like, yo, I'm just trying to put y'all on. That's what I'm saying. I be trying to get the streamer crews to grow. Dang, I just got an order. Pride. It's literally people's pride and ego that literally be stuck. Dang, I wish I have not set up the stream where I could take my phone and leave my network and still be streaming to y'all. I'm still fixing that. But this is right up the road and everything. So look. I'm gonna let one of my brother's videos play for like 20-30 minutes while I go run and do this. It's literally just down the street. You right. You so right. Like, yeah, when you hear that RaeZenpai hi, that's the TTS bot. I'm still fixing it and figuring out why it's only saying hi. It's supposed to say everything at the commenter. So let's say. Oh, let's see. What's a how to start? There you go. Yeah. No. That was too old. Let's do something more recent. Y'all see my brother got over, this is just one of his YouTube channels, 634 and 4K. Oh yeah.
88% of videos on YouTube never break 1,000 views on YouTube ever in their lifetime. And if you think that stat is harsh, wait till you hear this one. Less than 100,000 channels in the entire United States have ever gotten a silver play button on YouTube like mine. I got mine while they were still big before they shrunk them in half. And today what I want to do is I want to talk to you if you're a small YouTuber and you're trying to break through on YouTube. You want to grow your channel and be successful. There are a couple of key things that are holding you back. And spoiler alert, you're not being shadow banned.
Be right back,
Most YouTubers are what I call working class content creators. You're probably working a 9-to-5 job, or you're a full-time student, you got a family,
I'll be
and
right
you
back,
make
chat.
content on the side. And you're doing that with the scraps of spare energy that you have left, which is probably for most of you, 10 to 20 hours a week tops. And you're competing with full-time content creators who don't only do this 40 to 60 hours a week and nothing else with all of their energy and focus, but a lot of times they get to use other people's 40 to 60 hours a week because they have a team of possibly 3 to 10 people that are making the best content in your niche. And you shouldn't be discouraged about competing with them and thinking that there's no opportunity for you to stand out as a small YouTuber. The good news is that since in the entire world, less than 1% of all of the people uploading to YouTube, over 100 million channels worldwide, over 50 million active uploaders every single month. This is something that is not as saturated as you think. Only 3 million channels, according to the CEO of YouTube, out of all the 100 million channels in the world, are in the YouTube Partner Program. They haven't even gotten the 4,000 hours of watch time and the 1,000 subscribers to be monetized on YouTube. That is the first level of success that you get to taste as a small YouTuber, as a smaller content creator. There's plenty of room at the top for small YouTubers that bring big creator energy. And if you can manage to do that, you can start breaking through that 1,000 view ceiling. You can shatter that glass ceiling and start to get traction as a creator. But you're going to have to change your entire mindset about how you think YouTube works. First of all, there is no niche in YouTube that is as saturated as you're imagining it is, because you don't need to compete with the thousands of channels in that niche. You actually only need to compete with the 10 biggest YouTubers in your niche. Ideally, in my view, you worry about analyzing the top 5 biggest creators in your niche and figure out how to become number 6. And this is part of what I mean with big creator energy. You need to change your standards and stop identifying as a small YouTuber and start thinking about how you're gonna become a destination channel in your niche. Bring something that the community desperately wants and figure out how you're going to be a value first creator that puts the audience's desire to watch a video above your own ego about what you want to make and what you want to express. That doesn't mean you can't be authentic. That doesn't mean you can't share your point of view.
I'm going to take you behind the scenes on how we work on influencer campaigns with top brands all over the world. Come on. You want to know exactly what you're looking for coming into a campaign, whether that be awareness, conversion, or even just some beautiful content. Make sure you're tapping into creators that align with your brand's values to make content that reaches your goals, and look for a partner that blends excellent customer service with top-notch technology to make data-driven decisions. Here at Popular Pays, we do exactly that. Check us out here at popularpays.com.
With motion arrays, easy-to-use motion graphics, you can enjoy the creative process instead of racing toward the finish line. Because as a video creator, it's all about the journey. Just drag and drop premium video elements right into your timeline and edit your videos faster than ever. So start your journey with Motion Array and take your videos from good to the best.
It does mean you have to meet the audience where they are, put the audience first in order to win, and you have to package correctly around topic, title, thumbnail, and timing. You've heard it before, the 4 T's, but I'm gonna add a 5th T. All of this has to be for your target audience. And the thing that's holding you back on how many subscribers and views you can attract and that you can get, because again, instead of finding your audience, what about attracting your audience? We're gonna start thinking that way. So how do you bring that big creator energy that's going to attract that audience? How are you going to be attractive to your target audience? And how are you gonna pick a niche that has a large enough total addressable market to get you the views and subscribers that you're looking for? Is your niche even big enough? Is your idea big enough to break through? Big creator energy. Let's start with the first thing first. I talked about the total addressable market. This is how big the capacity is around attention for the topic, idea, or community that you're going to be a part of. Usually the easiest way to figure this out is to look at the top 5 or 10 channels in your niche and figure out who the biggest people are, how big they are, what's the capacity for this niche, and are those people still growing or have they stagnated? What is the cap, what we sometimes call the market cap? What's the market cap for attention here? How big are those channels? And what's the average view floor? And what is the largest view ceiling for ideas in this community? So you're gonna wanna do your research. Just like if you were starting a business, you wanna know how big is the potential pool of customers? What would it look like if I got 1% or 10% of those customers? If there's not a channel in your niche that has over 1 million subscribers, then getting 100,000 subscribers would probably be more challenging than if you find a niche where there is that large audience. And just because somebody's already big doesn't mean there's not more room at the top. They could be tired of that person. For every creator that has 1 million subscribers, there's probably a good 10, 20% of the audience that disagrees with them. That's 100,000, 200,000 people that might be looking for a different point of view to represent them and what they feel. Like I said earlier, you're not competing with every single content creator that has ever existed. You're only competing in your vertical, and on top of that, why would you worry about everyone else who's at the bottom 90% of your vertical instead of only focusing on the top 10% of people who are winning and then just compete with them? If you were an athlete, you would set your standards of performance to say, what does it take to be a champion? What does it take to be the world champion? You wouldn't worry about mimicking the training routine of whoever's coming in 20th place in your event. You would only look at the people that have constantly been winning and who set the bar. And so when we execute on this, when we take action on this, this is choosing our target market carefully, choosing our audience, deciding who it is that we want to attract. This is called market fit. So I'm gonna give you a practical way to approach this. You've probably heard me talk about this before, but if you're new and you've never watched me, my name is Roberto Blake. I'm a content creator. I've been doing this for over 10 years. I have edited all 1,700 of my videos on this channel, and like a madman, I don't recommend it. And I've helped a lot of creators grow to over 100,000 and even a couple of creators to 1 million directly with one-on-one coaching. And I've reviewed over 5,000 channels publicly on YouTube before. And what I will tell you, we found is a common pattern is by focusing on the packaging of the videos, topic, title, thumbnail, and timing, that gives you the opportunity to break through. But you have to focus on who your audience avatar is, and you have to know your audience better than anybody. And so what we mean by this and how we choose our audience, and we're going to use Ikigai to accomplish this. A lot of you, your biggest problem is that you think that all you have to do, and you've been told unfairly by successful big YouTubers, that all you have to do is pick something you're passionate about and go hard.
IRS e-file is now open. Snap your W-2 and file your taxes 100% free. Plus, get your biggest refund. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple Form 1040 returns. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, and student loan interest. File now.
Being an artist rocks, but selling your work sucks. But that's where Bluehost comes in to help. You can easily host, design, and launch a WordPress site in a matter of minutes. With Bluehost's powerful AI design tools, all you'll need to do is answer a few questions and it will design a beautiful website custom built just for you. Bluehost is especially great for setting up a shop in your peak season, whether that's the holidays or any other time of the year. I was honestly super overwhelmed to start my own website, but Bluehost made it super simple and easy. So welcome the world to your work with an online store today with Bluehost.
Wrong. You can easily pick something you're passionate about and suck at it. And then you're not gonna be successful. You're not gonna grow. You actually have to be good at something that you're passionate about in order to create value for the viewer. And there's a lot of ways to be good at something. I'm not saying you have to be an expert, an authority, a guru. There are ways that you can be a guide, but be very good at sharing experience and sharing your learning along the way or your personal journey. But you would have to be very good at being a communicator or being a host or being somebody that the audience can relate to. That is a skill issue, as the kids would say. All right, so there is a skill component, and Ikigai is basically the intersectionality of here are things I'm passionate about, here are things I'm good at, here is who gets value from that, here is the community that I serve, and then finally, here is how I profit from that. Here's how I monetize that so that I don't get frustrated, so I feel rewarded and validated for what I'm doing. Because yes, in order to succeed here, you do need passion. You need to be able to stay engaged with this, not get bored, not give up, and be able to consistently improve at it, get 1% better every day. In this case, get 1% better every upload. However, you have to bring some skill already to the table here. You can't just wish you were good at these things. You have to genuinely be able to have a skill gap between you and the audience to be able to create some value for them. And I'm gonna bring you an example of smaller creators who have broken through using this. So this is gonna help you identify who you should be trying to attract as your audience, because you'll have qualities that make you attractive to them. A creator that I've coached is somebody like Juicy J, for example. He is a world champion in Clash Royale. So he's clearly passionate about the game. Clash Royale and Supercell games have a massive community, so there's a good total addressable market. He shares a passion with that community, and he actually is good at it because he's a world champion. So there's a reason to watch him. And then he monetizes that properly, not just through AdSense on YouTube, but also with a community and with sponsorships. And so he's diversified enough there. He also has a creator code with the game. So you can think of that kind of like an affiliate link where he earns money if people do in-game transactions. So he's diversified and has enough different revenue streams. He handles this very well, and he's a very savvy creator. He was savvy before I ever worked with him, and he's absolutely crushing it. And that's just one example. And that's in one of the most saturated niches in YouTube, gaming. But it's very narrow, it's very specific, because it is Supercell gaming, it is mobile gaming, it is Clash Royale. So he niches down into something he's passionate about, but other people are passionate about it in the same way. You don't just want like-minded people who share your interest, you want like-hearted people who share your values. This is who your community is. When I say niche down, you're not niching down to a category, you're niching down to a community of these like-minded, like-hearted people who share your interest and values and enthusiasm for something. So now you have a reason to show up for them. You are excited about the people. It is more important to be excited about the people that you are building community with and the audience that you're attracting than to be passionate about the content and subject matter itself. You need to enjoy that process of making that content enough, but the real driver will be if you are in love with your community. So I would tell you to niche down to a community of people that makes you excited and that you're happy to spend time with so you won't feel trapped. A niche is not a prison. It is a community of these like-minded, like-hearted people that you will show up for and that will make you want to do better. So then you address the skill issue because you're motivated by doing your best for them. When you do that, getting 1,000 true fans who constantly show up for you, who become those initial returning viewers to your content, becomes a lot easier to access, and it makes it easier to monetize with those people because they won't just support you with their eyeballs, they will support you with your wallet. So that is something that you're looking for. People who don't just support with eyeballs, but support with their wallet and come through for you. And you will grow and you will expand that audience. And this is how you break through and get over that hump of 10,000 subscribers initially in YouTube, something 90% of content creators fail to do. And they fail to do it because they won't put the audience first. Expression is all that matters to them instead of delivering for people they ask for attention for. So they haven't figured out that they need to be attractive to the people that they're trying to attract. That's how you grow an audience. And so the way you show up matters. Big creator energy. Don't show up with the standards and excuses that you would make because you're just getting started or you don't have the audience yet, so why try your heart out? No, we're going to go ahead and do the work to establish ourselves as early as possible as somebody worth watching so that every single time a stranger who's never seen us looks at our content and says, you deserve more views, you deserve more subscribers, and furthermore, I'm gonna make sure that you get them. I'm gonna share this video right now. I'm gonna subscribe right now. You know what? I'm gonna put notifications on for you. That's what you're looking for, and you have to deliver a quality experience in your content to do that. Roberto, it sounds like you're putting a lot on me as a small YouTuber, as a small creator. You're asking me to do perfection, and I'm already anxious about uploading my videos. It's not perfection, it's progress. We're going to get there. Most people don't get there overnight, but also most people start this with no guidance whatsoever. And most people don't watch content, especially from educators like me, on how to grow a successful channel. Unfortunately, what they want to hear, and I get it, they want to hear from big creators who have like 10 million subscribers. What they're forgetting is a lot of those people don't remember what it was like to be a working class creator. And a lot of those people never actually had to be a working class creator very long. They didn't have to wait that long. A lot of them, they were in a position where they were a kid or where they came from some money already. So it was okay for them to drop out of school or try their heart out for 1 or 2 years because failure meant going back to mommy and daddy in the suburbs and probably working for mommy and daddy's friends. If that's not your situation, then the reality is you're going to have to probably grind a bit. You're gonna have a little bit of a struggle session as a creator. You're gonna be on the struggle bus for a little while, and that's okay. You're gonna have to grow incrementally. Most content creators who tell you quality over quantity, even from the beginning, they're missing a couple of cues here, and a lot of them are not in touch with what it's like to just not have those resources, have that opportunity, not have the time and energy to go all in on this like that. A lot of you, the only way you're gonna produce quality content is by trying and failing and learning some lessons and getting 1% better every day with every upload. However, you can actually accelerate a lot of this by being intentional and with this idea of big creator energy. And what you're gonna do to accomplish that, it's not about you getting it right the first time or being perfect. It's about the fact that we're gonna spend a little bit more prep time. We're gonna give our stuff a little bit more time to cook. And so we're gonna make sure that our presentation is on point. Our videos don't have to be perfect, but our packaging has to be the best it can be. And that's the key here of why we're gonna focus on topic, title, thumbnail, and timing. And when YouTubers say packaging, well, this is what they mean. And this is how we show and demonstrate value for the viewer at a glance as quickly as possible, because they don't know that we made quality content until they trust us enough to click on the video. And so to click on the video, and big YouTubers conflate quality and value. I want to separate them because I think it makes more sense if you're a smaller YouTuber to look at value as the packaging and value for the viewer so that they can make up their mind and click on a video, and to think of quality as the experience once they're watching the video that makes them decide whether they want to commit to you, subscribe to you. If this is a good experience, they want more of it. They want to stay longer. They want to watch more videos from you. They want to support you. They want to subscribe. They want to do all those things.
Use the #1 trusted bag to help keep the food you love fresher, longer, for the love of food. Ziploc.
SC Johnson.
Only if there's quality, only if there's a good experience worth repeating. And then consistency isn't just video uploads and frequency. It's bringing that same energy every time, keeping that tone, creating that experience that they wanted over and over and over again so that they become addicted to what you got them attracted to. Does that make a little bit more sense when I say it? So we have to package for attraction and attention. And I have a system for this. I have several systems for this. So let's start with your titles and try and get through this. We'll speed run through this. We'll start with your titles, and I'm gonna just introduce you very quickly to the clicks method. So the clicks method is something we teach in Awesome Creator Academy. It really focuses on 5 key things. Concise language. So we want a title that is easy to read, simple, and reliable. Ideally less than 70 characters so it doesn't get cut off anywhere in YouTube. Probably under 60 is the best. We want to leverage psychology. So we want to really make sure that we are hitting some key things with that. For example, curiosity, could be conflict, conspiracy, confusion, and could be controversy. That's kind of low-hanging fruit, but I call that the 5 C's of clickbait. So you might want to write that one down. You want to identify with the viewer. In this case, I'm trying to make sure this video identifies with a small YouTuber. That's why it's literally also in the title. And yes, with information education videos, you can break the rule on being concise sometimes. You want to make sure that you're compelling emotion. Sometimes you want to match or mirror the feelings of the audience. You want to do keyword research. This isn't quite the same thing as SEO or making search-friendly videos. What you really want to do with the keyword research is think about what words resonate the most and are relevant to your audience, especially if you're trying to make something that's a little bit more timely. And then ideally in the video, you would have something that demonstrates status or social proof even in the title itself. A lot of times this can be an authoritative claim, like the statistic I use in this video and in other videos. I find that those are some of my videos that actually break 100,000 views in YouTube, which less than 2% of all videos on the platform have ever done. 100,000 views is actually that rare. The reason you think it's not is because the algorithm is showing you the outliers. It is showing you as part of the 90% of traffic that goes to the top 3% of channels. Yeah, you got that right. It's literally that you are so overexposed to outliers that you think everybody is getting these views. It's only the top 3%. It's kind of like how the algorithm only shows you in Instagram and stuff like that. The algorithm only shows you the lifestyles of people richer than you. subject for another day. So if you can manage that, you're gonna have more effective titles. Let's go to thumbnails now with the Vibes framework. So this is something else we teach in Awesome Creator Academy around thumbnail theory and design. So the Vibes framework stands for visually attractive at a glance. Usually that means high quality imagery, good photography. Most YouTube thumbnails in modern thumbnail design focus on photography-based thumbnails and photo manipulation more than just, putting words and text and being overly simplistic. There's a little bit more to it. Usually it revolves around posing, and often it might involve props or interacting with the environment. So visually attractive at a glance. Interesting idea at a glance. You need to be able to identify that this is interesting and triggers, again, one of those emotions or that curiosity. Then you need bold colors and you need bold text and fonts. You want to create contrast here. Good fonts for YouTube are usually Futura Bold, Oswald Bold, and good fonts for YouTube thumbnails are usually Bebas New, Futura Bold, Poppins Bold, Oswald Bold. Those are usually good fonts. I might do a video if you guys want where I tell you 15 fonts for YouTube thumbnails. That might be a good video to make. You also want eye-catching elements. You want usually 3 of these, not more, or it gets really too cluttered and too distracting. And then once again, in the thumbnail, you usually want to convey some form of status or social proof. If you're talking about money, you want something that symbolizes that in the thumbnail. If you're talking about a particular brand, you want to show that. If you're doing a product review, you want to show that you have the product in your hand and that you actually own it. Drone, for example, if you were covering the new DJI drones. So you want that sort of thing. In my case, it's very obvious. In a lot of my videos, I use the silver play button as status and social proof, or I literally use the YouTube logo and icon symbol as a form of status and social proof and something recognizable to the audience. So that's how you would leverage that. For timing, we use the RaeZenpai framework. So this is something that's more about options here. So is this something that is recent and relevant? Is this something that is in season? Is this something that happens on a yearly basis? Is this something that happens at a particular time, like a TV show release or a game release? So is this in season? Are we using spot trends? Is something happening? Cares about that is trending? Use almost indefinitely. It's going to be relevant and get views almost indefinitely. This is a lot of my tutorial videos. Primary example would be my green screen tutorial. That video only got about 1,300 views the first day I uploaded. That video is almost to 250,000 views now, and it just keeps getting more and more views. It has been churning views for well over a year, and it's going to keep growing the channel and keep making me money. So that's why, again, there are videos of mine that struggle to get 10,000 views on this channel, and there are videos of mine that get 100,000 views. The difference is not quality. The difference is how big the total addressable market is, and it's also how relevant it is to a specific group of people. It's down to packaging. It's not down to the quality of the content or the quality of the information. It's how big the market is and how many people are attracted to that idea at that time or interested or get value from that idea at that time. Choose this wisely. Okay, Roberto, so that covers topics with the clicks method. We've got timing with the RaeZenpai method, and then we've focused on the Vibes framework for thumbnails. But what about picking my topic in the first place? So if you're someone who struggles with your topics, let's focus for a minute on that audience avatar that we're trying to attract. Let's think about them for a minute.
These Gain Super Flings are huge and make my laundry smell amazing. Wow. Try Gain Super Flings.
Find top date spots near me and text them to Brad.
How do we create value for our ideal viewer? We have to know them and understand them and what it is that they perceive as valuable and worth their time and their attention. How do we know what this looks like? Well, we look to the community and we can look at what's already performing. We need to identify that. Now, I do have a framework you can use for this that is ironically called Focus. So we're gonna focus on our audience avatar in order to find the topics appropriate to our content. And so what we're gonna do is we're going to try to identify, by the way, we're going to try to build instead of just individual video ideas, we're gonna try to build what I usually call content pillars. So this is something that I teach. And then from there, we're gonna try to identify specific videos that I call gateway videos that are for people who have no idea who you are. So these are a way that a random person who doesn't know who you are, but is part of the same community that you're trying to attract, would value this video. And so this is what's sometimes called a capstone video or a cornerstone video. So we're gonna start with how do we find topics that qualify to help us with our content pillars. So the focus framework stands for the following. It fits the audience avatar that we talked about. You want to try to identify outlier videos that are overperforming and that the community is very attracted to. You want to make sure that you're adapting for context. You want to not just hit a topic, but you want to hit it in exactly the right way. Remember what I said, it's not enough for people to be interested in this. We want to attract people who feel the same way that we do. You're going to try to have uniqueness in this, so it's okay to pick the same topics as someone, to even address the same things as them, but you need to do it in a unique way that makes it a unique experience for your audience that only you can deliver on. And then it needs to be specific. It needs to be something that, for the most part, is something that only this audience values and cares about. That way you're laser targeted. I know people like the idea of broad audience appeal and trying to attract as many people as they can, but there's a lot that goes wrong with that. And you really don't necessarily want to attract anyone and everyone. We really do only specifically want to attract those people who share our interests, share our values, and are passionate about the same things, but in the same way. That is our ideal audience avatar. So we want to only attract people we want to keep around. At least that's the concept we're going with. Now, when it comes to identifying and finding these outliers, you can do this the good old-fashioned way, like I did for many, many years. Or there is a tool that you can use. I'm going to link to my affiliate link for it. It is called oneof10.com. I have an affiliate link that gets you 50% off if you use code Roberto at checkout, or you can get a free trial, try it before you buy it, with code AWESOME at checkout. So we use one of 10, and we can use things like the niche finder. We can actually use the thumbnail research tool. We can also try to find similar topics. We can use the tools in one of 10 to help us when it comes to identifying these outliers, videos that are overperforming. Ideally, I like to look for videos that got a high threshold of views in the last 90 days. And I try to look for those views to come from channels that aren't already massively established, but are overperforming for their size. For many of you, yes, you should research the top 5 channels in your niche, like I said, but you should also now pick 5 channels that are growing. Maybe they're in the 10,000 subscriber range, but they're getting more views than they have subscribers, and they've been able to do that on certain videos in the last 90 days. You can put those parameters into one of 10 and it will deliver results for you. So that would be something that I would recommend as a way to help you identify outliers and to help you narrow your focus for video ideas. This is a really good ideation tool. That's its primary feature in my opinion, and so that will help you. Beyond that, it also will help you with the standards, because you can sit there and collect, here's the thumbnails that resonated with my audience avatar and what they responded to, what they were willing to click on, what they were willing to give attention to. This is gonna help you with my standard of big creator energy of, I will make sure that I refuse to release a video no matter how much editing I put into it until the packaging and thumbnail is of the standard of a thumbnail that has been proven to get X amount of views. I would recommend making your thumbnails the standard of the videos that consistently get 100,000 views in your niche. It's not for you to take on that person's thumbnail style. It is for you to have the quality standard so that your thumbnail is competitive and doesn't look out of place next to those thumbnails. You don't want to be the person that is underdressed in the room, because then you stand out for the wrong reasons. Think of this as a content creator, dress for the job you want. In this case, dress for the views you want instead of for the views you have. If you keep thinking like a small YouTuber, you're going to stay a small YouTuber. If you bring big creator energy and you change your standards and say, would I accept this from myself if I already had 100,000 subscribers in terms of my packaging and the effort that I put in, or if I was paying somebody $150 to make me a thumbnail, would I accept this thumbnail for them and cash in that invoice? Would I pay them $150 for this thumbnail? If the answer is no, it's back to the drawing board, and it might even be back to, I need to refine my skills and ability. I need to level up a little bit. Again, skill issue. And that's why I'm making this video. This video is about exactly how you need to execute. I told you exactly how to execute on proper titles. I told you how to find and narrow your topics by giving you a framework called focus. I told you what a good thumbnail is going to have as far as its major 5 qualities with the vibes framework. And I gave you a strategy with the clicks method for designing title structures that are effective, because instead of worrying about the algorithm and worrying about search, you're gonna leverage the psychology of human beings. You're going to either mirror the emotions of the audience or trigger an emotion in them that compels the click. You want to compel emotion, and you can get the click by doing that. You want to leverage psychology. And again, a lot of times, if they can understand it at a glance, that's the key here. And so all of these things make the value of our videos much more attractive and demonstrate that we're putting value out there for the viewer that we want to attract in the first place. And so this is how you're going to break through. The reason so many creators struggle is because they don't put in the time to learn to write better titles. They don't bring big creator energy and set up the packaging and the thumbnail to have the standard that they would accept from themselves if they had 100,000 or 1 million subscribers, or were paying $150 for this thing. They just don't. You will rise or fall to your standards, and you will rise and fall to your systems. That is why I'm giving you the systems that I've used over and over to help other creators be successful. And by the way, this does work for smaller content creators. It doesn't just work for people who are already huge like Juicy J or who are world champions. I got another Clash Royale player to throw at you just to make a point here, because everyone says that gaming is so oversaturated and so impossible. The reality is a lot of people are just not good at this. It's a skill issue. In the same way they're not good at gaming, is why they're not a ranked player or champion. But let's take a small YouTuber that I worked with a couple of months ago, apr.10. It's spelled a little weird. He's another Clash Royale player, and if you look at his channel, he's getting far more views than he has subscribers. And this is something he's been able to normalize, and that's after he pivoted from Clash Mini. Once that game wasn't gonna go global, he knew that the total addressable market for it was gonna be non-existent. So what'd he do? He went into one of the more popular games. It is competitive, and there are a lot of large creators in that game and niche, but he brought unique value to that niche, and he didn't play the game as if he was a small YouTuber who didn't deserve views. And you can see that this has made him massively successful in his own right.
Haven't filed your taxes yet? It's easy to file for free. Just snap a pic of your docs and upload them from your device. We put
Just a few months ago, he had less than 4,000 subscribers, and he's absolutely killing it. And while this video focuses so much on the value for the viewer, it's because that's the barrier to getting views and understanding what the limits of your total addressable market is. You have watched, probably, if this isn't your first time watching me, enough videos for me to know that the quality across my videos does not really change. The reason that the views change, because this happens with education content if you're not an entertainer, because the value isn't necessarily you, it's what you're talking about. So this is more, let's say, content driven than personality driven. Entertainment content is largely, at some point, going to become personality driven. If you're an educator and you're not going full tilt on edutainment, then there's going to be somewhat of a barrier, especially with tutorial or how-to content. I do have advice on that, by the way. However, the quality is not what's in question. Even my own channel is proof of that. The consistency of views won't come from just making quality content. It will come from making content that the same people value and have the same value proposition. The problem with teaching content creators in that way, by the way, if I want consistent views, is that there are 8 arms of the octopus that have to be mastered to be a content creator full-time, because this is not one job. The 8 things that make you a full-time content creator could all be full-time jobs. Don't ever let someone tell you content creation isn't a real job, because it's actually 8 of them, which is why people burn out, exhausted, overwhelmed if they don't get a team soon enough. More on that in another video. So you can make great videos over and over and over again. But if you're wondering, why did this video that I worked on for 2 hours get more views than this video that I worked on for 20 hours? The answer for you, the creator, is that more people valued that thing than the other thing. And that's all it was. That's why we focus so much on packaging, because much like in the real world, as harsh as a lesson as it is you can be the nicest person in the world, you can be the smartest person in the world, you can be the sweetest person in the world. But if there isn't that initial attraction at a glance, 99% of the time, they won't give you a chance. So if you're not attractive at a glance, they won't give you or your content a chance. And as sad as that is, it's a truth that you should embrace, and you should do all the work necessary to make sure that you're not passed over. And that's why I want you to focus so much on this idea of bringing big creator energy right off the bat and having the confidence and standards of a much larger creator. Treat yourself like someone who already has a silver or gold play button, and it will arrive a lot sooner. This doesn't mean you let yourself be paralyzed by perfectionism. It means that as far as the packaging goes, you just have to put in much more effort and much more work than you were thinking, and don't expect your editing skills or your production value to carry you. That's an after the fact experience. That's what quality is. The after the fact experience. I can't see what a quality video looks like until I give it a chance and click on it, in the same way I can't get to know what a quality individual you are if you don't get my attention and I pass you over. Because not interesting enough, not attractive enough at a glance, not bold enough to get my attention, no status or social proof to use as leverage, not catching my eye. Those things are just human behavior and psychology, which is why you need to stop blaming the algorithm and realize that you're not doing the work necessary to attract the audience that you want. And if you change that mindset, you will change your fate as a creator, and you will stop being a struggle bus creator and finally get the attention that you deserve. Quality content deserves better packaging. So make sure you're dressing for the views you want instead of the views that you have. Don't be lazy on presentation. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave it a like. Check out the other videos on my YouTube channel, but also we have another set of free value for you. I know we got into some very deep topics and you might want more. We have a free course called Creator Foundations over at awesomecreatoracademy.com. We have a lot of other free and affordable resources, so make sure you're checking out the free course. I'm gonna link it in the description of this video. Stay awesome, and I will catch you next time. Take care.
And we're gonna go, I'm gonna show y'all that course. Is this one? And get my free 12-week. I'm also working here on this other computer at the same time. I'm trying to figure out why TTS is only saying hi. Like, there's more than just that you can say, yo. Let me do this. Now if my window clone just work. Come on. Quit playing with me. I swear technology just loves to like toy with me. Okay. So bring it up on screen, please. Alright, Windows. You want to play those kind of games with me? That's fine. That's fine and dandy. I do need to turn the bit rate off, and I do need to stop it from overloading. Okay. Free course. What you will learn, how to find your niche. Get clarity on your brand, find inspiration, develop your content strategy, start monetizing your content, identify your audience avatar, choose your platforms, choose content with a full-time job, create content with a full-time job, practices and filming and content by yourself. See, we about to forward these to a couple people. I had to do that real quick. Go over here to the other screen. I don't want y'all seeing all my personal social stuff. So right now, I'm not in the mood for that. But while we are sitting here, I am gonna have a little bit of music. There he is. Play some of my brother's music while we do this real quick. If people don't listen to me, I mean, you can listen to him. Wait, you removed my post. Why? That's some BS. So you removed. Shouts to my brother for the music. Blah, 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 blah. But do I not have Grammarly on here? I need to add that. tell people have a deposit.
Arja-1 hai. RaeZenpai live hai. OVN 3D hai.
Hey, it actually did talk. Appreciate you. Hello, my headphones aren't working right now. Can you chat instead? By the way, which game do you stream the most? What do I stream the most? It would be Naraka, Blade Point, and I got my controller right here in front of me. Currently, Naraka, Blade Point, Marvel Rivals, and Monster Hunter. Wilds. Arya Carter 1. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. That was so cool. Let me put a chapter marker right there. Thank you. So let's see, what else was I doing for that game? Also, I want y'all to vibe out and get a little bit of some spiritual balance in. I'm gonna try not to do it so close to the microphone, actually, because I know the mic can pick it up. It's a little bit for y'all. I'm not gonna be too OD about it. Put the camera back on the mount up there and be using it. I took it out the other day to do some filming. also the music festival. Let's not forget the music festival that's going on at Atlanta by Young Nudie. Nice. What you be playing? What do?
RaeZenpai hi.
I'm liking how my YouTube bot is also working as well. Like, we gotten a lot of stuff here. Do you stream daily? Yeah. Yeah, I stream like almost 3 times a day. Like it's like I'm eating like 3 times a day. Yeah. That's not what I was trying to move. That's not what I'm trying. Here we go. Even though we're about to hide it. And get back here. Here we are. Here we go. So I'm gonna sign up for the class just to show y'all some examples of what goes on. I'm not a robot. I'm pretty sure. Subscribe. Oh wait, I forgot. Did not secure. Put it right there. Yeah. Now I can type in a created password. No problem. There we go. Why not? Email list. Yeah. Just trying not to show off my, my email, but thanks, Google. Thanks for doing that. Oh, I can't put that there. I'll put it right here. Put it right there. Okay, so the products. You can also now access this on the app. Man, hella bots. What's with all the bots, yo? What's your favorite game? Favorite game. Favorite game in life, low key, is just Final Fantasy, like 7. Kingdom Hearts. One through 2, because of the fact there's an in-between between the two. And then, you know, the prequel game, Birth by Sleep. Birth by Sleep low-key my fave. I'm not even gonna lie. Gus, what? What? What is the title of this? So it was like April. Oh, what up, Gus? What up, Gus? Or wait, no, Gus, what? No, say Gaga. What up, Gaga? How you doing? Give a shout out. Well, wait. Shout out. Where's my shout out button? Is this on it? Oh, yeah. Gaga high. Hey, appreciate the follow. Thank you. I'm chilling. That's a vibe. Let's go, Joy Boy. Hey, you already know. But, like I said, I'm over here also working on like putting out my birthday event for 421, along with the fact Easter's on 420 and Earth Day is on 422. So I'm kind of like all over the place, along with like shouting out and showing off my brother's creator course class that he's been putting together for everybody for the free ski. So there's just a lot of workings that I'm like doing over here. Also, I'm like trying to make new alerts for OBS. So when you see me like doing something, it's like I'm running around all one place at one time. I have a challenge for you for $100. Challenge? Okay. What's the challenge? Said? Like seed or said? Like, but what's the challenge that you wanna have me go for? I forgot the challenge. Also, I want to give a shout out to Carter. No cheating. I got you. What is it though? Happy. I'm confused. Happy like the joy boy. I mean, like, I got you. Do I need to bust out my straw hat? Cause I mean, you already see we straight pirate gang over here. Like, straw hat pirate for life. I got one piece accessories out the butt right here. Position 2. Like, we got one piece stuff. Like, but I'm from the Middle East. Hey, shout outs to you. Shout outs to the Middle East. Shout out to everything blissfully going on. Dubai. Hey, we got our fams from Dubai up in here. Shout outs. We got all our fams out here. That's what I'm talking about. Did you hear me doing the singing bowl earlier? Did you hear it? Track me. Camera. Hey, camera. Track me. Here we go. Like, you probably wasn't here when I was doing this just a while ago. But most definitely. Nice drip though. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you most definitely.
RaeZenpai hai.
Have you tried Valorant? And honestly, I haven't tried Valorant. I watch a lot of people play Valorant. Let me update the title. Go back to here. Nah, I just came. I need to play Valorant. Let me add, since you said, do you have any social media? Yeah, I do. Linktree. Instagram. YouTube. TikTok. What else? What else? What's another one do we have? What's the other commands? Twitter. DM. I want to say something to you quick. I'm a little busy. That's a bet. DM me. Like, are you telling me to DM you or you DM me? Because you gotta post your Instagram for me to do so. But I do have my phone right here. So followed you on Instagram. Oh, is that you? Is that you who just followed me? Brett, the director. This is a director. I don't think that's you, is it? CP2K. Yeah, okay, so that was you. Okay. I followed back. Wait, why do you only have 1 follower and 3 following? It's kind of a little sus. But I got you. Yo, Paige a little sus, bro. But what up, though? Oh, my bad, Carter. Did I? Yeah. We running. Voice message. Hold on. I'm gonna mute the mic real quick while I listen to this voice message. My bad, Saeed. My bad. Okay, I got you. I feel you on pronunciation. I got you. My bad, Saeed. See, I have a friend that passed away who was in the news for being killed by a police officer, and his name was Saeed. So it's like, my bad, and I truly appreciate you correcting me. Thank you. Yes, it's like I'm really bad at context clues and pronunciation, and I really hold it really dear that I need to get people's names right. So thank you for that, and I can't wait to see you more on stream. Thank you.
Just to make things clear, my name is Saeed.
Saeed, like the Joy Boy. Saeed. I'm gonna remember it. Don't worry, man. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna make sure to get it right. Let alone. Thank you.
Joy Boy. Gear 5 Nick.
Where's the salute emoji again? But yes, and make sure y'all can always follow me, talk to me on Instagram. I do make certain things available for y'all to even come in on the stream and chat. It's just right now I'm still working on a lot of things, plus I'm back and forth. But I do have it enabled for my viewers to come in on either a voice or video chat through Twitch by itself. So just know that that is a possibility. It's just me opening up on the time of day. Depends on like how many of y'all really want to engage like that. So just let me know and we can get that worked out. So back to what I was doing with my brother's free course. Like I said, if I ever pronounce y'all's names wrong, please let me know. That's really the main reason why I set up the TTS. So that way it'll tell me who what the name is by a computer voice. So that way I can pronounce it at the best of my best capabilities to pronounce it properly. And let me know if the music is a little too loud, or if both the music are kind of like messing up each other. Let's go back to more of my brother's music. We're just gonna have that stuff keep looping. Okay, so let's actually view the products here. Also, the view product. Okay, so there's 17 lessons that he has in here. And then he has oh nice, thank you, Carter. By the way, can I ask you something? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead before I, get into this course. Now that I know it works properly, I should probably turn it off whenever I say something that doesn't say my name. That's probably the next thing. So we're gonna wait a couple moments to see what Carter wanted to ask. So with that, I'm gonna see what I can do about the bot talking when I say something while we wait. Should I turn it off? Actually, with gaming, I also do some artwork for streamers, so I can also make something cool for your channel at a reasonable price. Don't ban me, lol. I'm not gonna lie. I normally do be doing the banning aspect, because of like people coming to self-promote. Because I'm a graphic designer myself too. And like me and my friends are also working on an anime. So it's like, I don't want to be rude, and at the same time, I don't want to lose a follower. Because I mean, like, if you want to collab and be part of production, it's like you can. And it's like my friend and us, we also have a magazine cover that we put out monthly. So it's like, we do have graphic designers and designers on the team, along with fashion, graffiti. Like Poncho the Great is our one of our graffiti artists and one of our designers. Los Ghost also is also a designer. He has a lot of us have a lot of shirts and websites put together with our own self incorporate artwork. I don't have any of my art stuff here with me because it's all down in the basement in the art because the basement's the art studio. But yeah, but I'll definitely you can show your work actually on Discord. Join the Discord, Carter, and put it there. But don't actually go to my server, not just DM me. Server. Show it to the server because I have a special place for self-promotion for people on Discord. Yeah. So, join the Discord. And then let us know, like, what all pertains to the idea you're trying to, like, present to me. Which, I also want... Who said they had a challenge for me? I forgot which one of y'all said there was a challenge portion. Oh, snap. I forgot he had more messages for me. Hold on, let me mute. So, I gotta guess his age. The challenge is guess his age by his voice. See, I knew you were gonna add me. It's more so it's my server. By your voice, like, you can't be, to be honest, he can't be, okay, so the challenge is to figure out his age based on his voice. Now, I can ask him for a picture, but the picture lowers the challenge reward. So, but on his page, it says 21. Now, I'm not gullible enough to say 21, but based on that, because that's too blatant. And he sounds a little bit older than he's giving off. So it's like, I want to say he's got to be like 45, because like the way his voice sounds, it sounds old-ish, but not too old. Because I'm 31, and my voice still sounds like a child in some portions. So, and I guess that's me kind of standardizing the aspect, but off the.
Nah, don't worry about it. Everything is fine. I go by the name Gaga.
Gaga. Gaga back. Let's see. I'm gonna shoot in the dark at his age, cause at the same time, he doesn't sound like he'd be like around the age I am, being like 30. I'ma say, yeah. Let's go with that. Also, let's do a shout out to the legendary Mad Fox and Super Kami Swank. Make sure y'all go follow and like, share on the legendary Max. And then how much did you? What? LOL. Oh. LOL. I'm gonna type it on. I sent my answer. Gaga.
RaeZenpai live hi.
How much did you? Nah. Oh. Dang. Damn. Sucks to be me. Give me the correct Discord. That is my Discord, though. I'm gonna click. Let me click it. Let me see if it does. Okay. So that link is broken. Okay, so that is broken. I mean, let me see if I can bring it up. Yeah, that was right though. Okay, let me just try this. Here's the Discord link. Oh wait, that's the Creator Academy I just copied. Hold on. Yo, what? I'm saying copy. Hold on. Alright, yeah, I'm here. Hold on. Give me a sec. The new voice actor of Frankie sucks. I didn't want to say. You say what I be thinking. Like, the old Frankie is still like here at heart, but like new Frankie is like, he's just young. He's young. Second. Give me it. I'm literally trying to copy it.
Seed alaviiva gagahai.
I'm literally doing it, bro. There you go. And I'm gonna pin it. Because this is my server. And as you can see, there's a special promo for self-promotion. This is where I want you to go. This is what I mean. Like, if you DM me or anything, if I feel like doxing you, it's because you didn't listen. Remember that. Because I'm being so rude. I'm going to say, please. Oh, we played a video. Okay, I got a video. Okay, so
Arja alaviiva kaate alaviiva yksi hai.
technically I can't dox you, Carter. I can't dox you because you did us. But let me get back to the guy's video. So he looks a little younger. He's definitely not 40. So, like, Gaga's definitely not 40. Now I feel like I should go with what I saw. Like, shit. I look older than him, low-key. Oh, shot in the dark. I'm gonna give him a little bit older than what he seems. Now I actually saw a video. Go 25. Cause like his profile say 21, just as the number 21, but I feel like that's I feel like that's cap. I don't like going off of people's bios. Hardwood. Oh, that's right. I do got my what's it called thing up. But like I said, you was supposed to 19. Dang, you know, shit. 19, like 21 Savage. I should have just went with that. Trash. Damn. Well, live it up. You as young as you are, live it up responsibly. But I probably shouldn't have to say that for the fact you're in Dubai. Like, Dubai got it. From what I see out there, you know what I'm saying? Dubai be living life. People in Dubai really live it up. My bad. I had the mic on mute. So, what Gaga is telling me, Dubai isn't as luxury or lavish as I assume from like seeing celebrities or streamers out there. But that's a whole shock. Let alone I like that kind of realization. I see you right here. I see you right here, Hogwarts. And the thing about it is, these are old. So you've been trying to dox me, but alright. I guess I'll let you have it. Might as well let everybody get it, you know? Because you can see there's people who I've added that ain't even add me back. But as I was saying, y'all definitely join up on the server. Join up on the RaeZenpai server. You could find out my gamer tags for all the gaming platforms. You can see anime recommendations. You can see clips. You can join. You could follow and go like all my streamer friends that I stream with. Like stuff you see, I got Jab the Sun, Super Kami Swing, Legendary Mad Fox, Close with Close, LD Goddess, Lucky Agent. Like we got stream films, like hard body. But what we really are supposed to be doing is getting into this content creation class my brother has right here. Hey, we pull up. It just turned. It's barely not even 1 o'clock over here, and shoot, I would drink some with you, but I gotta drive. I don't do that drinking under the influence. You know what I mean? I don't be on that. What the fuck? Yo, no. I'm blocking these dudes. They be posting some wild shit. What the frick? Yo, like, hey, yo. Block. I'm about to restrict this one. I had ran into some like camera dudes or some camera people while I was like doing the Rakai Little Tay stream thing at the Battery or whatever, and they Instagrams are very, very questionable, and the questionable aspect, yo, I don't like that shit. I do not like that shit. Okay. So now, yeah, my bad, y'all. I like actually engaging with my audience. Like, even if I have to mute for a second, but I make sure to do my best on being active. You good. You good. I'm still at school. Ah. didn't even think about that. Yo. I'm forgetting how old I am and what the age things of like school is. I'm lost. My apologies. Like, sheesh. Yeah, you got it made low key already. You just, I mean, everybody's human and got things going on. But yeah, shoot. Unlike some of us, I wish I could live like my cat over here. Like, as y'all can see, he is just living life. He's just sleep there. He's just sleep. My cat, like, man, like, bro. I wish I could live life. Look at you all stretched out. You know what? You look like the Thunder Tank from Thundercats. Just sitting like that, you know? Looking like the Thunder Tank from Thundercats, just slumped up, all sleep. You lucky. You don't gotta pay bills or do nothing. Over here talking junk to my cat. Give me Gaga, give me a second to like run through a couple of these courses so I can kind of get. So Gojo says negative energy with negative energy goes positive energy. That's true. That's true. Hey, welcome to the crew. Wait, what? Oh, my OBS is freezing. No. No. Let me see if I can close out some of these programs and will it come back. Stream is messing up, y'all. Okay, there we go. Okay, everything back. That was close. Have we just been playing the same song? Are we going through all of them? I can't even tell. Oh no, yeah, we've been going through all of them. So welcome to the course. Welcome to welcome to the course for the creators create something awesome book. This is a very small compilation course for free bonus for anyone who purchases the book and would like to learn more on create content creation or just experience part of Roberto Blake's teaching style beyond his free content on YouTube. This course also serves as a reference to show rather than tell some of what the things mentioned in the book, such as analytics and monetization. Killing me is not enough to kill me. My heart goes dum da dum dum diddy diddy dum dum diddy. Oh, that's wait. Oh, I'm pretty sure that's a One Piece reference. That's a One Piece reference, right? my phone is charged enough, so I need to charge my battery. Yeah, that's why I was. Yeah, okay. I was almost questioning it. I still, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. One of my friends spoiled the last One Piece chapter for me a little bit, and I haven't gone and read it yet. I normally read the new One Piece chapter the moment it uploads, but he called me right before I was doing it and spilled a little bit of it. And now I'm a little disdained on reading the new chapter.
Killing me is not enough to kill me, my heartbeat diddy dum dum diddy. I lost 4 times, I don't give a fuck, I'm a spin.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's why I recognized it. Okay. Yeah, that shit is fire.
Why so serious? I use Kaido for cardio, made the king of the beast look ridiculous. Beefing, well I know that you're beefing with us. Fuck what the government say, I'm way too free, too rebellious. The laws of reality do not apply to me, I can do anything, I'm limitless. I came a long way from I'm so weak. Now I'm saying this is my peak. Punch man in the face with this gun, oh shit. What should I call this technique? What's fatigue when I lost Pedro? Ain't no resting to the obstacle. I saw my heartbeat, play that beat loudly and keep that shit on repeat. Killing me is not enough to kill me, my heartbeat diddy dum dum diddy. I lost 4 times, I don't give a fuck, I'ma spin back till I get dizzy. It really gets sticky when I switch up gears and get busy. Monkey, make ops look silly. Mama, got put in a
You make me want to go grab my straw hat. The funny thing about it is my straw hat is really my dad's hat from when he was a teenager. And that thing like about 40, 50 years old. It makes me feel like a real joy boy like that ass.
Rubber's always gonna bounce back, CP0, die for nothing. If that old witch wasn't so far old, then would've put that fool in a coffin. At least he left him scarred, now he's drinking sake to hide his suffering. If he really wanted to die, should've jumped in the sea, don't believe his bluffing. Killing me is not enough to kill me, my heartbeat diddy dum dum. Killing me is not enough to kill me, my heartbeat diddy dum dum diddy. I lost 4 times, I don't give a fuck, I'ma spin back till I get dizzy. It really gets sticky when I switch up gears and get busy. Monkey, make ops look silly. Mama, got put in a pack, don't cry, I'ma send you to me as swiftly. Killing me is not enough to kill me, my heartbeat diddy dum dum diddy. I lost 4 times, I don't give a fuck, I'ma spin back till I get dizzy. It really gets.
Actually, let's make sure to go shout out and raid the legendary Mad Fox. Let's make sure to do that. Because by the time, I'm pretty sure that Super Kami Swank probably already, or was it Super Kami or Los? It was one of the two that was also live about the same time. Let's raid real quick. Because I'm real ass dude. You.
Where did these dragons come from? Wait a minute. I mean, Alvin is like the main head dragon, so he should be.
Shoot. I appreciate y'all would continuously watch my stream at least 3 times I go live. Because I just do that, I think, before I get myself in. Like, y'all this dude. Where's my wrist? Guys, if you need anything up, that's you. Hopefully, go. I got them though. Thank you, bro. 10 is here. Looking up. You can get on cool. What am I looking for? Quick actions. Quick actions. And see. So now we should be able to raid it. Wait, after my I'm just asking the other niggas. I'm giving a fuck about other niggas. I wish we had me. I don't give a fuck because I'm close. I did my nigga. Don't rate me or beat me. I be doing shit every day. I don't need damn God, but he's the man because he put me on this earth and I raise every day. Gang. You know I'm listening to my bro. They didn't know. I'm really that long. Really full of I think others. I need. Don't need ever. To this course. He's cute. Mine's that next like him. Well, with the video short.
Profit in the economy. Also, YouTube content creators, 1,600 videos on the platform, growing over 500,000 subscribers and over 3 million. I would say the thing most proud about that over 5 individual content creators, help them more successful as content creators, one way or another. What I hope you'll take away from the course that on here is that you look at content creation a little bit different. You look at how you can improve your process. You can how to serve them best. The creator who puts their audience first is the creator that will ultimately win in the long run. I feel that there are specific things that a lot of you are dealing with that don't usually get into content creation via understanding your audience avatar and serving that audience and realizing you do something like you got to figure what passion you have that aligns to a skill that allows you to monetize and serve a community. Those 4 things now are very important because with that passion to keep going, you will be able to overcome different times. Without the skill and constancy, you won't really create true value for people. And then if you can't monetize properly, you struggle to scale and to sustain your content. You also have to align to an audience where you will illustrate and you can represent something I feel is not a drug. And the identity that you create online. So that's something I feel is not part of another is the framework that actually have a skill that allows you to properly monetize and serve a community that you're aligned with. The 4 sectionality is extremely important because the passion going, you can overcome times. Without skill and consistency, you really create and true value for you. And if you monetize properly, you control the scale and the same content. You also have to be aligned to an audience or you will feel frustrated and burned out and sending content and then you create online. That's something I feel is not addressed for the most part when I'm content creating. Another thing is workflow and process in order to create effective. For many of you, content creation becomes this overwhelming task, but that's largely due to inefficiencies in the process and things that left behind in terms of quality. I don't believe in quality over quantity. I believe in creating quantity. But I also believe that you cannot quality without the repetitions and the work of quantity. That helps you with your skills 1% better every single time. And so with that philosophy in mind, a lot of you, you're not making poor content, but you are sometimes writing poor titles for your content. And then sometimes you have great content with a very poor thumbnail that doesn't really attract or inspire or motivate the audience to click on your video content. So for a lot of you, it's less that you're having a problem producing great content, you're having a problem producing great packaging for that content that delivers on the value and shows and demonstrates that you to think so for you to and also playing to your strengths. Some of you, you're not the best video editor, but you serve better as last entertain muscle and content and each is to just help you web skills, become more self-aware, understand your audience better, and understand how your staff creators to shape muscle. Also, I want to have personal investment in helping as many creators as possible monetize properly and go full-time as creators. My North Star is that 10,000 to be able to say that I help them become full-time creators and like help 100,000 million of you get monetized at least more than $1,000 online as a creator. So those are things I think you should know a little bit about me so that you can understand the purpose of what I'm doing here, what we're building awesome creator to me, and also just help you understand what might best serve you. We have a ton of products and services here that build and design content creators in mind, things that are creators, and I really value.
Yo, with all the tech you got, you can do a better setup. wonder how he goes live. Is he actual phone, or is he go from like? I find that people still go live from their phone and go live on their computer on Instagram. I find it truly weird. If I didn't get in. Yeah, if old Atlanta comes down, I'm with that. Oh, you guys don't want my channel. Okay. That goes good. It'll go down too. No, I'm not going to this. Let's go with the chapters that I've already read. I'm not gonna move here. Handle it on phone while streaming. Hour long video.
Thank you, people of video. Give yourself a round of applause for coming out here. It's been a minute, hasn't it? And a round of applause for just enduring the last 2 years. Give yourself a standing ovation. Come on, talk it up. First of all, thank you so much to my good friend and courier for inviting out and for also putting a great event. Gathering so many tremendous people here, like Dale, like my good friend with video, Doc Rock, just everybody here. Now, something that I am very fond of, very passionate about is the creator economy. And this is something that, believe it or not, has existed in one form or another for hundreds and thousands of years. It just wasn't realistic for most people to pursue their creativity and to follow what many say, oh, follow your passion. I'm not 100% strive to absolutely following your passion. I think that you should be driven by things that you're passionate. I don't think that is so far-fetched or ridiculous that somebody make $55,000 you're doing something they actually don't hate. It's like, does that sound insane? Does it sound crazy that, oh God, your work is meaningful, has a purpose, is fulfilling, and does make you want to jump off a building? I mean, I don't think it's so unreasonable that someone can make a full-time living, talk about and doing and sharing things actually better to them and earning more. And so part of my story, part of it is this. I came from the world of traditional online marketing and advertising. In fact, getting into online marketing and advertising, I used to do billboards for a living at one point as a graphic designer. I literally came from the world of print and doing OOH, what we call out-of-home advertising, billboards for broadcast television entertainment. Before that, I worked at a web company as a graphic designer. And so I actually understood, before ever coming to YouTube, what it meant to work as a creative professional. And while I was fulfilled by a job, I thought, well, I made it. I'm a person who's not living for their nights and weekends to do creative work. I get to do it Monday through Friday, and then I still get to do it on my nights and weekends if I want to. But you know what? You can love what you're doing, and you may not always love the circumstances under which you're doing it. Has anyone ever felt that? Has anyone felt, I like what I do, but I don't like the circumstances? How many of you, it's just that you didn't like the people you worked with or worked for? Show of hands on that one. All right. So through a lot of hardship, and I won't go through my entire anything, but through a lot of hardship and struggle, I came to a realization. If I wanted to continue living and thriving, I wanted to protect my mental health and sanity, and if I didn't want to find myself jumping off the building one day, I was going to have to make a change. So that's where I came to the question. If I was going to forever not suffer, what am I going to do myself? I was I just want to create awesome things, share them with the world, and wouldn't it be great to also teach other people how to do that? It's such a silly thought, but I believe it's the thought that actually saved my life and defined my future. And it's what actually happened on stage in front of me today. So let's walk through this. Why am I here on stage? Let's follow up. Well, I made 4,000 videos. In fact, I've uploaded over 500 videos to my YouTube channel. I've written hundreds of articles, hundreds of interviews and podcasts. I've done watching the thing. Does anyone remember a little app called Meet? Anyone remember Lab? Lab.am? You guys remember that? Oh man, wasn't that wonderful, right? Okay. When these mobile streaming apps first came out and you could do video live streaming, I was an early adopter and I was a daily streamer across multiple platforms. I've done over 3,000 live streams. So I've uploaded over 1,500 videos, over 3,000 live streams. And what did that video accomplish? You allowed me to over 500,000 subscribers, over 34 million video views. And also, it allowed me to get from someone who was full-time creator, someone who for about roughly 2 to 3 years on YouTube was only making about $300 in YouTube ad revenue. Ad revenue is necessarily the best business model. It allowed me to go from that to being someone who today is standing on a stage who has gone through the series of being a $30,000 or so a year employee to a $300,000 a year plus business owner as of 2020. I'm literally somebody who has 10x'd their income, somebody who as of last week closed on a house with the money that I've made online. And achieved, no, I wish, and achieved for what many people would be considered the American dream: self-employment, financial stability and security, the ability to fund a retirement, and the ability to know that you have home ownership and home equity. And the thing is, this is something that I was allowed to do without making as many compromises as I made as an employee. Not giving up my agency, not giving up my ideas, not allowing myself to not have boundaries, not being a yes man, not being disrespected. And I'm not here to sell anybody on the American dream. I'm not here to sell anyone on YouTube. What I am here to do is I'm here to explain the opportunities that this new creator economy allows for, because it is taking away much of the gatekeeping that stood between you and turning something you're passionate about into something that is purposeful and meaningful in your life, but also profitable enough to provide you some semblance of security and a lack of financial anxiety, because that is what it's actually done for me. And it's why at 37, I feel and look young. I did 27. So is that something that you're interested in hearing a little bit more about today? And by the way, I think one of the best things I can do to teach you everything that I can today about the creator economy, and I'll be here throughout the event, but I'm going to leave a massive amount of room for Q&A, since Dan was so generous as to grant me a very lengthy amount of time to hold the stage. And as he knows, I can talk about this forever. I'm very enthusiastic about doing so. What I want to tell you is that I believe there are 6 core business models of the creator economy. I want to explain them to you, and I want to tell you some anecdotes and success stories about each and every one of them. So YouTube AdSense, as I alluded to, is not always the best, but it can be for some people. If you're a business person or you're in a business niche, it can be very lucrative. Now, I don't sit here and pull in millions of views every month like some of the most successful entertainers on YouTube. The things I teach on YouTube have always been things that I found useful and helpful because they allowed me to have a living. You know, I'm somebody who, I grew up in small military towns. My dad was a Marine. You know, I found myself living in North Carolina near Fort Bragg and growing up there. And ultimately, I ended up going to community college because I didn't want to start my adult life in debt. I saw crippling debt affecting people around me, and I said, well, that's not for me. I think I can learn the skills that I want at a local community college. I'd encourage more people to do that. Funny story, how a community college dropout is on stage talking about building successful businesses. Because what happened? That doesn't seem to add up. Well, it's because the opportunity that these digital platforms provide means that if you wanted to write a book 30 years ago, you could be told, well, no. You could finish the manuscript. You could have it edited and polished to perfection. And the czars of taste at the publishing house could tell you, well, no. And that happened to somebody named Andy Weir not too long ago. You see, he spent 2 years researching and writing a book, and ultimately every publisher told him no and said, Andy, you wasted 2 years of your life. This is ridiculous. Nobody will read this. And he said, fine. I've been, journaling this, and I've been tracking this, and I have a website where I have, about 3,000 loyal people. I'll let them read it for free. His fans said, this is great, Andy, but I want to read on my Kindle, or I want to read it on my iPad. Could you just put it up in Amazon? It's like, I don't mind giving you $2 for it. So he says, fine, sure. He puts it up in Amazon, ends up selling about roughly like 30,000 downloads in about a month. Unprecedented. All these publishers were wrong about Andy. All publishers said, oh, you never sell the book, nobody's interested, this is ridiculous. They have to come crawling back and apologizing. I'm pretty sure some people got fired over it. Miramax ended up buying the rights to the screenplay for Andy's book. Does anyone know what Andy's book was? The Martian. Thank you. Who said that? There you go. The Martian, which ended up being a film with leading man Matt Damon. And so Andy Weir is reaping the benefits of royalties in perpetuity, as we like to say, off of his creative work on a book that the publishers, the czars of taste, the masters of the universe said no one would read, has become one of the most heralded, films of the modern age. Has went on to be a global, international bestseller. And this is a guy who, again, did this on his nights and weekends while being a software developer at a game company and was told no. He always wanted to be a writer his whole life. They told him no. But the creator economy said yes. The market said yes. The benefit of royalties is that anyone here who is a writer, anyone here who is a musician, anyone here who wants to create video, you have platforms that give the market the opportunity to say yes to you. The market, the consumer, the viewer, the reader, the listener gets to decide and gets to put you on. That's why we say you have to put the audience first, or at least that's what I say. I don't know how other people do it, but I say you have to put the audience first because they're going to make or break you. You have to do work, but they're going to put you on and make that matter. Okay? So if the gatekeepers won't put you on, the audience will, because the platforms allow you to say, I publish a book. I'm going to put out my music on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, etc., etc. I'm going to put my videos out on YouTube or Skillshare in the marketplace. And you can be paid for that. Now with me, I ended up putting out tutorial content on YouTube that I thought was helpful. Software was what allowed me to advance in the world, because when you specialize in software, now you're not competing with the 8 billion people on Earth. You probably are competing with a user base of probably less than 10 million users, depending on the software. So that's something that gave me an advantage. Another one was being able to code and build websites. Learned HTML at 13 years old as a kid back in the days of AOL. Remember mail? You remember that? That lovely stuff? You've got mail. Remember that enduring sound? I came from that world of the internet. Like I said, I'm 37 years old. And the thing is, it gave me an advantage because, believe it or not, less than 1% of the people in the entire global population know how to code. It really narrows the field of your competition when you have one of these skills. When you know a software, when you know something like coding, when you learn a programming language, when you learn any of these things, you narrow the field of competition from 8 billion people in the world who can, throw their back into something, because you can throw your mind into it in a very, very specific way. And when you do that and you narrow the playing field in that way, people don't understand that rarity is value. It always has. Look at your precious metals. Look at cryptocurrency. We know for a fact that rarity is valuable. And what people don't do is they don't make themselves rare and distinguishable from the rest of the people in their given field, their profession, or the market, or the world. But your ability to make a large sum of money or a high level of income comes down to rarity and specialization. Now, the problem has always been that has been inaccessible until this little itty bitty thing called the internet, where you can actually learn a skill like that for free for $0, as long as you have access. And so what I found on YouTube back in my day, what I found on YouTube was the tutorials were dry and they were all right, but they weren't what was working for me. So I said, you know what, screw it, I'll do it my way. So, that's like old man internet, Roberto. So, the thing is, I said, you know what, I think I can make these tutorials, and it's not that I think I can do them so much better than the people who are already here, but I could probably do them better for someone like me, someone who learns the way that I learn, somebody who will appreciate the pacing that I have. Everyone seemed to try to rush through it and to think that brevity was value. I thought that depth and thoughtfulness and explaining it and simplifying it was valuable. If it took a little bit more time, well, yeah, you can take a little bit more time, but what if you absolutely understand it by the time you're done watching? And what if repeating it and going through it again doesn't feel like a chore, And you also feel like the person talking to you wants you to succeed and respects you and isn't, talking down to you for not understanding this thing that they're good at. So I thought, I'll make those tutorials for someone like me, and maybe it'll help a couple of people. Maybe this is the internet. Maybe it will be more scalable or reach more people than can be taught in a classroom. When I was learning graphic design, my professors didn't know how to use the software in the first place. Can you imagine the fact that I went to school in 2002 and was learning Adobe Photoshop allegedly from a textbook? A textbook to learn Photoshop? Are you serious? Like, learning Adobe Flash from a textbook? Come on. I had to teach the coding and web design portion of my classes at community college because my professors just weren't competent to do it, and I had built dozens of websites for local businesses and churches by that point. They had just gone through the manual. They didn't know what they were doing, but I did. And again, sounds arrogant, sounds egotistical. Why is this 18-year-old kid sitting here trying to run circles around us and take over the classroom? Because I actually valued my classmates and wanted them to be able to get it right. That's why, And I think that when you look at your values and you look at why you're doing something, it's actually meaningful. And so why I'm telling you this story is this. That skill gave me several advantages when it came to the world of YouTube, digital, and the creator economy and the online business because, I made a very arrogant prediction back in 2002 that my professors roasted me for, very publicly, mind you. I almost wish that there was a such thing in 2002 as vlogging. YouTube wouldn't be invented until 2005. God, I wish I had video footage of this. It'd be amazing. Can you imagine? So, arrogant young whippersnapper Roberto back in the day had the audacity to say that in 2002, when web design was not considered a valid profession or a meaningful career. So by the way, for any of you doing YouTube, content creation, e-commerce, digital, and your friends and your family, your former colleagues from your old job, anyone doesn't understand what you're doing, they all think you've gone crazy. Yeah, it's funny how the world changes now every 2, 3, 5 years. years, definitely every 10. I just want you to remember, in 2002, being a web designer was not considered a career. It wasn't considered valid. It wasn't considered meaningful work. It wasn't considered something that could provide you a future. In 2002, just think about that. It's not even 20 years ago. That's a bad joke. That's a bad comment. Teach, I know a limited amount of people. That video as a podcast can reach unlimited people. No entry for me. Remember, I have that capability. Just 20 years, it was something where 10 million, if not billions of dollars to broadcast. Even thousands of people. It was very expensive. Now, ubiquity exists in your smartphone. Everyone has it. Everyone has it. That's in the modern world. Everyone has it. Anybody can broadcast live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and if the audience decides to tune in, I want you to have 1,000 people watching live, 10,000 people watching live, 100,000 people watching live. If that's what you want to do, they have the option. I'm not saying happen, but they can. It's a modern day miracle. They can't be recorded. You have to watch that over 20 years ago. There's no way 20 years ago to be financially viable for anyone here to be self-published today. Anyone here can write $0 to Google, push it, Amazon, publish it for $6, and want a fancy cover. I'm sure you go to website, probably some people for $1 before you pay a designer like whatever these are, but it's financially, it's absurd that today. Kids still do that. I mean, probably they still do that, or all on the internet. I don't know. But medical law people still outside is able to probably save up the money for affordable software to be embedded today on a full decent computer or accessories for a smartphone that would allow them to do something that years ago was on television just 20 years ago. You were watching mere children. Some of you probably seen some of the kids on the internet that visual effects that Marvel and Disney can do. If any of you are familiar with Disney, Star Wars, and the latest of Disney streaming, they hired a man that because I was able to deepfake Luke Skywalker on Marvel more easily themselves than Bliss Arts, Industrial Magic themselves. Somebody obscure from the net did a better job. They said, you know what? Hired. And that's a reason. Funny straight happened before. A lot of you, not you, use ecosystem for art design. There was a young man, and you know, we talked about here with the internet 10 years ago as a massive achievement of memory back in the day. Back in the day, we had so many talented people. I think they were probably even more talented than the whippersnappers of today. Anyway, so that's 10 years ago, 27-year-old Ryan Weaver, a Star Wars fan, completely differently, was did video choreographed ice like things that were real, that were better than most of what's in films today. And then he started Star Wars, did VFX, radio, make it real. He went like all out and scored marks, environment, things. Used a lot of his ad machine tool to do some of the practice effects. But he did the visual effects himself from the computer. All self-taught, by the way, he dropped out of college after California. Like, I'm going to go out there. Okay. So Ryan Weaver drops out of college, chops around his demo reel, shows off some of the stuff. You know, he actually competes in this fake project producer. Doesn't win, but he gets a job at LucasArts. He does doing visual effects on some of the Star Wars back in the day. And so Ryan Weaver then goes on to his career, and if I'm not mistaken, he's won 2 Emmys for saying NBC Heroes back today, visual effects like that. And I'm thinking American Bridge might be like that work. And Ryan Weaver is still a successful VFX producer and designer in industry to this day. 37 years old, multiple Emmys, self-taught college rock from the internet, about 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, by the way. Yeah, it's possible. So Rare can make the income off stuff from so give you a service career or a service business. You know, if you want, could have launched his own VFX studio and provided service to people. But you know, just take the career path. It's fine. You got to work with some of the greatest people in the world and everything. Household name, and that's fantastic. So that's never actually exists. So, okay, Ro, it's all for people who are artsy-fartsy and everything like that. What about me? What about practical business? There's this wonderful thing called e-commerce that you might be familiar with. So e-commerce is physical or digital products, as you already know. And show of hands, who's bought something from the internet in the last 72 hours? Show of hands, keep them up. Yeah, it doesn't justify the existence of e-commerce to this crowd. And I shouldn't have to any of the literally millions of people who use Amazon, so they won't go on and what they want to say, Bezos, like that. We're all using the internet. And a third of it, we're all about validation. We're gonna lie to ourselves. We're about that 2 days. Those Amazon roads, like clear off the thing right now. All right. So e-commerce selling directly. Now during the global finance the world is heat shop, the love community, a business, wonderful, right? They was like, we only have to shut down the pandemic. Business thing, business set it up front because it's a little shit called Shopify. Remember that stock? Not actually, but I like stock. Shopify. Them to say, you know what? We're not local business. It's the business, and anyone else's tea can buy from us. And so this worked out. They have this great brand. They have a huge following on Instagram. And yet, it's local. It's business in Atlanta. So more. Can you imagine? It's 10 years ago that shut down the second physical location, get virtual internet, and it started to break money. Imagine playing somebody 10 years ago. That's scam. Yeah, this way selling loose leaf organic tea in packaging on the internet. The scam. Am I gonna have to bail out of jail? What, like, you have a lawyer, you're gonna need one. Like, we could never have explained this to people, but it's never gets accepted, and more and more common because it allows you to reach more people. We talk about this, but also because you have restrictions locally. There's so many people who can swear and get up. There's only so many people who fight that land traffic way. But you know, you have almost a limited amount of people who can open up their phone, order placed, yep, from order, yep. All right, like any number of people can open the phone, make a purchase or transaction of something that creates value for them in less than 5, 10, 15 minutes. Not have to track. Convenience. E-commerce will be for anyone in this room that creates convenience for targeting customer and have done for them more, either by a better customer service, better overall product, overall branding, or a better customer service. Who here actually have e-commerce business? But in Japan, tell me a little bit about your business, sir.
I teach people how to pass a driver's test.
You teach people how to pass a driver's test. Digital course. You do. So if you had to physically teach the purchase course, how many hours of your life do you have to like literally it's like wheeling you around, something like that. Yeah, it's like, okay. So I want you to understand the scale of that. the ability and the capacity to physically show up and teach so many students how to drive is very limited in scope because you have the limitations of the physical body and you have the limitations of clock. So e-commerce is revolutionary. Let me put this, when it comes to drops, making on period, let me why this is a scam, why it was very simple math. So everyone's talking about terminal. You can only work 20 hours, we all agree that you necessarily have 40-hour work weeks. Whatever the inefficient point, that's what we have. $50 an hour, those legal issues, $41,000 a year. Math, I did everything here. So a machine is going to work like you. You know, it's a machine, man. Now there's Star Wars quote. You guess we'll fight the right. So here's the problem that I figured out that became a solution. It hurt me at the point that a machine works 25. It doesn't need rest. It doesn't just sleep. It doesn't stop. It makes people out sick. It rarely makes excuses. It can work. It can work. It will never stop. So if the machine is working and the machine is only able, for whatever reason, to earn $15 an hour at maximum capacity, well, that's 24/7, 365. And when I math on that, it ended up being that if a machine or automation or an appliance or digital product can make $15 every hour of every day in a year, not working you, it will make $144,400. It was some sort of number like that. So the machine a year or an hour, the machine being above that hour is you because it can work literally 3 times more every day, but also today you have to think you can't keep all the time creating things that people value. Your creation can out your create can out you'll never be able to outwork or out-earn creations long time if they're providing enough. That is sale. That is why ideas are so valuable. That's why managing those ideas into something of value to another people and the problems that skill. So lucrative. When I say it now all of a sudden, not so absurd or far-fetched how so many people, young people, old people in the world get $10,000 every single year use the internet when I explain to you that it just doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop. It's damn thing for real. Looking without it means you're not going to lose to the Terminator in some dystopian battlefield in 2045. You're going to lose to the Terminator in the job market in 25. We call it is the packaging that you deliver to my knowledge, the course products. But also do things like Just Add Honey did, where it's like, okay, the thing you make, now package your inventory more efficiently. Now you have an easier way to generate demand accessible. We're not tied to limitations or physical locations, nor are we tied to the limited scope of who where of us in the old market. We can bring anyone wants the product itself, either under the brand. So automation allows you to like Google Ads, Facebook Ads, Instagram Ads, and shoot figure out the advertising. You have to do it because you put money into advertising out. And as for your consumer, they know about your brand, they see your thing, buy it, and all of a sudden you get the thing they want. No value comes, no value is out. It's a giant machine. It's not that complicated. And yet, how do you create the attention? Your attention is you have the money for online advertising. But what if you don't? As you have YouTube, you have online videos, unlimited audio. You can stream YouTube. You can distribute the podcast scale to Spotify, Amazon, or Pat Flynn. Anyone here familiar with Flynn's podcast? And so you have a market. Well, affiliate marketing, one of my favorites. Affiliate marketing. A lot of you probably are familiar with because of affiliate marketing. You can advocate for products and services that you like love, whether eCamp or whether that's something like to help you or Amazon. First after on YouTube. My AdSense for the first 2 years was abysmal. Doing services, creative services. So Amazon, maybe more, maybe better. I was on my YouTube. But all of a sudden, I started doing affiliate marketing, largely because of Pat Flynn. First month I made $12. Second month, I paid $500. Month 6, I figured out I don't know why. That's what I'm right? At the time, that's cheap. It's like, that would eat. That's not cheap. So I was like, what did I do? I was recommending a camera here. People who were broke like me before the new fan camera that came out, they were salivating looking at them, but like, hey, but if you look at budget, here's something that's in your budget, or the research that are, oh, my laptop broke and I have like this Bobo $450 laptop. Oh, okay, I was able to afford this for $50 in a video. I love laptops and doing gear reviews, things that were affordable to other people like me at my price point. I didn't have to be first. I didn't have to market. I didn't have to do my box. I had a very small audience of people who said, hey, I'm not as techy as you. I haven't done the research. I don't know any stuff. You tell me what I need, and I'll trust you. And I'll buy the good things. Amazon's like, oh, send it back 30 days of problems, and like you'll find out tremendous things. So, but the thing is, I realized that you advocate with all you own and already love, and just talk about it on the internet. Put a link, put in a video, and people get now. And here, ever work for a company, which it'd be nice if the amount of dollars I make for the company, or how to say, I'm only like month, every year, like 10 or 20% of the value they create the company they work for. How many you would basically be millionaires after that? Just show hands, keep them up in the look at all of the would be millionaires. If you just got 10 or 20% on every dollar they generate for the company, if you just did revenue sharing, so YouTube made me 55% of every dollar that I put in. Dope. And then a lot of people still come about it. That's dope. And by the way, it's still $3 a month I make from them. I make considerably more. About 50,000 on here. We'll see my other ratio here. So I rate the relationship with a little for a mission called TubeBuddy. That's TubeBuddy. My secret what things I want TubeBuddy eating story. It's up in their top 20. Used to be in the Henley board and everything. Some of y'all decide hustle. I convert it. Comfort zone. Never mess around. Come back to the top 10. Come back. Like I hear yeah, no, I'm coming for all done with Sleeping Giant. Y'all on now. Game on. I'm taking my tone back. It's like, so anyway, TubeBuddy relationship 5 years. Relationship very real. I don't say to brag. I say this to explain what is possible. What it is. So I got over 3,000 plus now, 1,000 plus lifetime installs of people that are paid over the last 5 years in terms of people who went from clicking on the link to converting and installing. Increasing any company's customer base on a recurring software as a service by 25,000, even if we have a tremendous company these last 5 years to accomplish that feat. Right? I'm paying it's over 6,000 customers. So in the year, I bought all that stream live. So I'm going to give 50% of the company in perpetuity. I think that's how much they view company hustles and promotes and advocates in a real way. And how did I provide it? I make awkward tutorials. I literally just say, here's how I use this thing to do this thing. Show tell. Is that valuable? And how valuable is it? Well, in the last 5 years as a TubeBuddy super affiliate, I made over $300,000 in lifetime commitment as a super affiliate. I made recurring MRR, monthly recurring revenue, as an affiliate from TubeBuddy. They gave permission to share this. I've done a video with them about this. This is potentially from people. I have to keep fighting for my hustle, and I'm going to double that money. I'm going to help y'all take a motherboard spot. So $5,000 plus a month, $5,000, $6,000 a month, because when people sign up, recurring lifetime revenue. That's a $60,000 a year salary for by doing work, making videos that are evergreen in nature, search trend, year after year, still keep adding new customers as customers turn out, because that is how everything on YouTube is being paid an ad commission for. Then scale a commission that is recurring revenue, lifetime perpetuity. Oh, along with that, that's insane. I did make everything come to generate a recurring monthly revenue stream that doubles my old salary. That is just truly passive income. If I try to explain the concept of that 6 years ago, again, and even people, what's the salary? The real answer to this is that software utilities are valuable and we use them every day. It's just that simple. And this is a monthly recurring piece of appliance that literally I have 5 times or 6 times the amount of people have said that, hey, value for free version. And then a certain amount, 1/5 or so, said, hey, I want to pay to have access to their features. That's a transaction where people vote like inside. There are options and options. In business, you can use content. If you're on YouTube, tell you about YouTube. That's a bit more. If you need threshold for YouTube monetization, 1,000 times without watching, people complain so much they're made on this way. I'm going to tell you a little secret. YouTube is paying you to market yourself instead of Google making you buy ads that may or may not convert your business. YouTube, when you make a video that is valuable to the type of customer, the type of audience you want, YouTube is paying you to market your business. That's insane. Now somebody else is running ads on that to your potential customers, so there are ways to deal with that. But YouTube is paying you. You pay me $5 depending on how often I upload, to literally market my business. And this will me to build a relationship that generates 5 years, 5 years. Last year, generates 340 one of my affiliate platforms, one of my software affiliates. Now, I bring that up because for a lot of you, the software that you use every day, maybe you use eCamp, maybe you use TubeBuddy, maybe it's a hardware product like Amazon, like I talked about. I used to do a PC budget build list and make blog posts where I would just like, here's the components for you to build a serviceable computer for video and design. Here's the list, and people would go to it on my blog and they would buy parts. And that's how, between that and the camera lenses, I'm making $1,000 a month in Amazon affiliate revenue. Sorry, I meant professional lens design for photography, and then all of a sudden I had a $108 commission from Amazon because it was a $2,000 lens. Again, I mean, you work for a company right now, and they just give you a fraction of the value that you've created, the company and the time of the company. Again, a lot of you already told me right now that if your 9-to-5 job or your employer just gave you 10%, 20% of the value you created from your lifetime, that'd be enough to make you a millionaire. Or understand that the value is there. I'm telling you to go to the consumer right now, and platforms allow that. You can do that with your own product with e-commerce if you understand your market, or you take somebody who's already created value but maybe doesn't have the reach or hasn't reached consumer in a way that enough value. It's easy for someone to learn your product before they buy it. And then all of a sudden, a product you already use, a product you already like, a product you're behind, you're now just putting word behind it and getting value in exchange. And a lot of these companies, aside from Amazon, they're not going to give you 10%. They're going to give you 20%. They're going to give you 30, 50%. And in some cases, that's and that's a relationship right there. And then that's valuable. Why? Because a relationship with the consumer, with the customer audience. And that's why putting their interest first actually matters. Put your name there and you vouch. Connect to the audience and to the customer. It's theirs. And that's what if you're yourself an audience of 5,000, 10,000 people, you have the opportunity to work with brands, with customers and ideas. So talk about what else we're having. Talk about e-commerce, affiliate marketing, talk about services, digital relays. Let's talk about, wait, how can that? Okay, great, because then we can. So let's talk quickly about sponsorships. Sponsorships is something I've been talking to a lot more people about because a lot of people have gotten to 5,000 or 10,000 follower platforms. I want to work for brands. I might have to, but not just want to be an affiliate. I want some upfront money. Like, what about being upfront for the work I'm doing and my advocacy for a brand? What about that? Well, what people is you are a provider, and you understand that you can charge for this. But I want people to stop thinking about their follower count, their view count in terms of what they charge, because I tend to say, there's one relationship you can have with a brand with a sponsorship. With you, or just make content for the brand on their channel. All of a sudden, your follower count doesn't mean much. Now, does it? Because what does the brand need? The brand needs a spokesperson, and they need a face. They need a smile for the business. Do that, right? So you have that you. Now, charge the follower count. So it's like the value of licensing your hearing, your license, and then what's the continuity on that? What is it per year? Is it that's the value of the company? What's the value of them? Your name, what's the value of your word? Okay, so there's that. And then if you're producing the content, well, what's the value of your editing, your scripting, right? What's the value of time, the value of your process, and the unique result therein? The content in itself value that before we talk about distribution. Because if you're going to put it on their platform, you'd still charge money. So I tell people to get out of the mindset of the followers of the account. I understand, believe me, of all people, I understand. But you have to value your work in and of itself, because if you take the rest of it out of the equation, you can still just produce something, a result for them. So you need to charge by the result here and not by performance or perceived points. Or follower does not their own value, but that may apply to your reputation, because the size of the audience is interesting, but not all audiences. Does anyone here understand what I mean by audience? Okay, right, cool. Who here is here? Okay, so you have, generally speaking, an older affluent audience overall. in terms of it's not usually Gen Z buying homes, unfortunately. Yeah, they're not quite there yet. If I'm taking the median age homeowner, it's roughly 43. It's going down a little bit for people like me, but like at 37, just ruining those stats every day. But about 43 is the median average age homebuyer. So it's going down. It's lower. Yes, we're winning. That's good, but it's still not like down to 20s or so. Yeah. Okay, so, yes. I thought the average house price went to like 320. You know, to me, that's where you live. But it's one of the largest markets. It's older. I see you slightly more cooler, eating, potentially more consistent. But let me ask something. Does it shock you all to tell you that YouTube real estate content is literally 50x the advertising against videos? If I told you that the CPM rates for like $5, but the high CPM in real estate or personal investing, the CPM will be $58 versus that 2 to 5 of, oh yeah, crushing it, versus that whole like range of like 30, 50, 80. Right? Because of the levels of disposable income we're asking for in one market versus another. Right? There's not one here. It's like this. It's not about being an ad run that is real estate against that they have. That you are a car or Rolex or Louis Vuitton, it makes more sense to you to run an ad against a video on real estate or financial because it's more practice skills against gaming or friends. Right? They spend much money, they do that, so on and so forth. So there are videos with game pranks that call your dollars. To be able to talk about real estate, you need experience. I hope you need experience. I hope there are people who know experience and don't know what they're talking about. Deciding to asking because I'm not going to go that one. My point being that you have a flood in some cases of content has a lower value to advertising, but unlimited options of where advertising can go. There's no if you want to sell the game, but limited options. If you read with disposable income, how many targets of disposable income that are more affluent, financially savvy, very small comparatively, mind you. So that means that reputation value of somebody that is qualified and accredited. If a brand wanted to work with somebody like that, the reputation of somebody like that has its own intrinsic value. Regardless of the size of their audience, they have credibility. Credibility is much more valuable than reach. Reach an audience that doesn't have a high threshold of credibility is much more replaceable, much more disposable, and they're a lot less rare. They're less rare. Even if something rare, there may be 300 people in that niche, enough, or in another niche, there might only be 20 that are relatively big, even if they're smaller by comparison. So it's more rare. You guys markets that reach English-speaking audiences are much more valued by advertisers and affiliates. Largely, a lot of that's barriers in being able to put product in those territories, certain parts of the international community. So, okay, thank you. So I bring all this to say that all audiences are created equal because different needs, desires, and there are different brands that value different. When you know and understand this, you can do some reputation marketing. Now, obviously, the audience has visibility and the subset of your reputation, but nothing is as valuable as just keeping a good reputation. No matter how you do nothing valuable than just being you, the person who knows stuff. Your audience has your back, and your audience respects you. Roger Wayfield, right here. The most respected people. Actually, Roger, real quick. Actually, Roger, go ahead and say real quick. Just go ahead. Yeah. Oh, also, happy birthday, Roger. Thanks. Yeah. Okay. So Roger is Roger used to be Roger the expert plumber, and now he's just Roger with the power of reputation. Roger is valued now just for being Roger, not just for expertise in plumbing, because his reputation precedes him. Tell us. You tell me.
Because I was like,
so if you put the audience first, magic happens. Also, somebody seconds first. It's what it's here. Do my Leo drum. Anyway, but so anyway, it's like you're sitting there. Anyway, the thing is, because Roger listened to the audience and the community, was able to build a relationship with them, but also a stronger reputation. That reputation over doing business, all down to reputation, right?
Well, that's what it started. I'm trying to go local business. You never look in one area. I remember walking in marketing one was you can't really use this for local business.
Yeah, it's funny how everybody always tells you what you can't do. Hey, Andy, that's like, hey, kid, you can't be a musician. Hey, there's always people tell you. Yeah, exactly. So again, like. Roger, like, what would you like? Who want to like applications? Yeah, for people with that.
First of all, always be true to yourself. Don't ever write anything you don't get 100%. And the top numbers and I'll say Roberta, a lot of people out here, deals are huge. My first brand deal, $30,000 check. Okay.
First.
These guys will say, how can I do this? Well, that is what yours are. I can do that every day. It's amazing.
Bingo. Thank you so much, Roger. So you heard it yourself. You heard it yourself right there. Now, it's a choice. So if the brand is something I'm doing a lot of workshops on lately because it becomes this you represent to your audience and you stand by word and you don't put something on that you don't believe in and you yourself would use. You sit there and stand by your audience, you stand by your customer. Live out even think honestly. It's straightforward because again, your reputation is priceless. So when you have a strong relationship with me, I'm willing to say, I will just spend $5 a month to support you because you're showing up for me. And I want to make that financial viable. I want it to exist, so I'm going to put my money where I'm going to take $5 of money. I'm going to take that money that would normally go to some other thing that's not giving me nearly value and it's to you every month so that you can keep showing up for me. Hey, I want your attention. Memberships and funding. So people who make YouTube have made donations, or maybe you've seen Twitch, or there's all these Twitch streamers a bunch of money. I'm going to pay $5 to you because you're going to create money, whether it's once a week or every day for an hour. It's like, hey, they're paying attention, innovation, or whatever. You're doing school content, or you're doing something else, whatever. It's coming up to me to put my money where my mouth is, to keep it around and depart it. So you build strong communities and audience. Just remember, If you have 1,000 people, there are 1,000 buildings like in my fans. Something that, if you want to Roberto Blake on site, you get on it right now. Like that's actually not chicken, but also you can free on Roberto outside. But that's me showing you how to get it. All that being said, super fans, 1,000 fans. Imagine 1,000 fans, and you made this obligation, so you made this promise. You said, I'll give you $1 in value every single day. Do you believe that I can give you $1 in value every single day? And guess what? That's called a $29 on membership. That's called 1,000 fans. You guys do the math. That's $29,000 a month. That's about $350,000 a year. That is probably, I think, double the income that the average person with a PhD makes in this country. Last time I checked, that's enough income per year to probably put you in the top 5% of earners in this country, anything like that, bordering on being the bottom of the 1%. Because I think that's what, $450,000 a year now or something like that. And that's just 1,000 people who believe in $1 in value every day. It's not that far-fetched when I say it, right? How many people out here have 1,000 followers on the platform? At least 1,000 followers on the platform, right? How many people have your hands? I'm gonna get at least 100. All right, cool. So this is possible. This is achievable. Almost everyone here has somewhere between 100,000 people. How do you convince you that you can create $1 a day in value for it? You can do that any number of ways. You create some valuable free content that's so coming. It's like, hey, if you have exclusives and they're behind a paywall and you have enough of them, I'll pay for access to the exclusives. Hey, if I get part of community-only live streams and spend more time with you, and it's a smaller, more down for that. Or hey, you have to download assets, some stuff and everything like that. For example, it's difficult to make a digital vault of his assets and say, hey, instead of buying my stuff piecemeal, $30 time, just sign for a monthly membership and get access to current and all the new digital assets. It's like, yeah, RR. If you have 1,000 people that you create $1 a day of value for, it's $20 membership. Again, we're just starting up for simple 30,000 people, 30,000 a month. $30,000 a month MRR. It's crazy. It's crazy. In a 5-year relationship, it's over $1 million. And again, that's not so far-fetched. All we're talking about is you create this unique value that people will say, sure, that's worth $1 a day. Not that hard when I say it like that, right? Not that impossible, not that far-fetched for you. So that's memberships and putting your peers and then packing it properly and then willing to make your case for why you made it for them and why it's valuable enough and meeting them at a place they're comfortable with. And so again, I'm saying, oh, $1 a day. But even if you went for $50, that's 50 a day. Oh, I'm $50. Like, you access to me or the thing that I'm 50 cents a day. Oh, 50 a day? Oh, I find ways to blow that. Yeah, that's access to 12 software programs for less than $1 a day. Yeah, sign up. Get $6 a month. $6 a day in value for this. Thank you, Adobe, for that. So I just want to frame this stuff for you that I believe this is the most tremendous opportunity economically that exists in our life. And I think you should be a part of it. I think you should create awesome things and share them with the world. And the thing is, I've benefited from doing that, but teaching other people to do it. And amazing to see wonderful people like Roger come up from my community, see amazing people also pass on Charlie, Owen, Dale, and Dan. And the thing is, there's a tremendous pride. Seeing and seeing, by the way, that they value and respect what you're doing, not just their eyeballs, but with their wallet. I tell you how meaningful it is, the pride that is you. I'm so proud because, again, they say yes to me. A nerd, it's like 100,000 people would say yes to me. And so it's not an exaggeration for me. It's like YouTube changed my life. I mean, it made a small town kid, this first generation American whose parents came from made me a homeowner at 37. He almost figured this. It's a shy introverted kid who was bullied up and turned into a speaker. I literally was forged by the internet and the functionality of creativity, technology, and business. It made me Roberto Blake. So I have to make you whoever you imagined your potential presents because they can do what you want. But you have to buy these first. And so that one to Q&A. Thank you guys for listening. We got like 10 minutes for Q&A, yeah? We got like 10 minutes or something? Oh, sheesh. I'll take any questions I can get. Yes. Let's see. Know your audience. Know what they present. It's not very hard to qualify what brands they are like and have the people. You polls if you have 1,000 subscribers in your community. Technical polls with 0 followers. And you also probably, if you are the same as your viewers, your brand might have a people. I tell everybody, first thing you do is you make a dream list of brands and say yes without hesitation. You don't need to take it off to you. Maybe it's a box to you. Maybe it doesn't resonate with the community. So make a list of everything like your dream list of like, it's personally company. It's a yes, but they may not to you. So then also you have this narrative. Go through the internet, go through LinkedIn and Twitter and find people who get those brands, go to the PR website and find the marketing people at those brands, and then make it an Excel document or Notion and make a list of tying your Dream 100 list of brands to now point of contact with those brands. Turn on notifications for those brands, read, like, share, comment on everything meaningful. And if you see those brands you like, or find one in your niche, find out something about them, or find out who brand you like or and then research business and marketing. That's your answer. I love. Does that work for you? I'll take any other. So there's some of that because every niche is different, every brand is different, and they also have them regional graphics. That's why all these platforms that try to calculations of it arbitrarily based off your statistics and views. It's not because the value of, again, what the deal is not your audience. What the deal is making content for the brand. So you can't price that way. That's why I do these paid workshops to teach brand deals. I'm actually running one this month. As anyone wants to talk about that, how to get on my website. But the and you also watch all the videos. The reality is, I have to work with one price impact or brand deals because, for one thing, most people do not have a media kit that frames here are the opportunities to work with me. So here's the
Hey, yo, chat, I'm gonna end stream. I do more of that manga creation that I told you earlier this morning about, along with the art. I'm gonna give more of his. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna let y'all speak to him later on in the week because I don't like him really like having his like media. He like being off the radar. So I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep his identity up at a respectable level of how stream. So stream be putting out like people's stuff to max, and I want this to be like a low-key project. So I'm gonna keep that. I'm in stream, and I'm gonna stream up later on tonight when I'm done doing some of my stuff. Later. Love y'all. Make sure to get in the sun and listen. Remember, we don't say bless because we don't tell people to be blessed. We tell them to be bliss. And with that, I'm out.
It's my nigga Bliss.